Well, probably a good time to look at the numbers to see if there's some light at the end of the tunnel for more things coming on the market. But we'll start off with the clearance rates.
It's a terrible thing out there right now. 78.9% is the national clearance rate. National clearance rate. So we're getting close to that 80 on a national basis, which is where you start ticking on a boom time. But most of it's driven by only a couple of regions. This time last year it was 66.2%, so it's significantly up. Now, Sydney's always been the best performer, and that's come in at 84.7% in clearance rates, but pipped at the post by Melbourne. Melbourne came in at 86.5% this week, so it's much better than Sydney. And also Canberra came in at 71.8%. I don't know what's going on there. Adelaide, 83.3%. So they're up.
How high is it? I assume it never gets to 100%.
Well, unless something just terrible is going on. But Perth and Brisbane are still low. They're still 40, you know, and they're not really doing a lot in that range. So that's what's brought the clearance rates under 80. If those two capital cities weren't on the chart, we'd be up over 80% in 4 capital cities.
Have you ever seen over 90 at all?
I haven't seen over 90. It's gotten close to 90, certainly in Sydney or Melbourne on its own, but not on a national basis, no.
So the markets in Queensland must be shying away from auctions up there at 40%.
They do,
to Sydney at 80%.
They do, but it's about the numbers, though, Stuart. Whether you do 10 auctions or 100 auctions, it's that percentage of clearance, and so that still dictates what the market's doing. You know, when you look at it,
unless they're just putting the rubbish on the market.
That's right.
That's the only way you could.
Well, we better find out who those agents are and report.
Sounds good.
As long as they're not. Yeah. Anyway.
Tell us, there's some more properties coming on the market.
No,
there's not.
No. A negative this week of 0.78%. Last week was a negative because we didn't get a chance to be on last week. It was a negative 2.49%. So we are 2 weeks now in the negative. I know we talked about Easter and Tom referred to Greek Easter and we talked about all those worried lambs in Melbourne last time I saw you. But it's just not getting any better. New Zealand, that marketplace in there is also concerning. The amount of stock on the market there is negative 1.5%. over on the total stock, but on new listings from last week to this week, it's down 19%. 19%. And that's significant when we're coming into the autumn market that we're in right now. So concerning.
Well,
concerning, especially with the rate reduction talk.
Yeah.
Concerning.
So rents.
Yeah, it's really steady. Sydney had a move of negative 0.7%. Melbourne had a move of 0.13%. And Perth had a plus 0.49%. So, but across all capital cities, not just those three, it was up 2.4%. But if you look at the chart, you'll see it's a negative range of 0.72% for the year. So, look, it's really not much movement. Normally it goes up, so it's really been up and down. It's not in the right place for an investor.
And very finally, the vacancy
the vacancy rates, Sydney's the best again, 1.41, Melbourne at 3.19 and Perth at 5.28, and that's given us an average on those 3 capital cities of 3.29%. But if you really want to know what's going on in real estate, call my receptionist because she's got people calling her from all across the country and she knows more about what's going on out there than I do.
And are most of the agents coming out with mixed messages as well, or are they pretty clear on what's happening?
Oh, it's mixed. It's mixed. Certain locations are going crazy, and other locations they're saying, gee, we've got a lot of stock coming. Like, as a company, our stock's higher than the average in the country, but that doesn't necessarily equate to